Hey, you guys, what's up? We're going to make a mood board for your personal brand today. I've got the steps up here, and this, of course, is in your Schoology. So, make sure you review it after we walk through it together. So, we're going to start in our journal, and we're going to think about our mood board. This is for our personal brand. So, we want to kind of think about what is our vibe, our aesthetic, our goals of our creative works. And then we're going to gather some inspiration. We're going to build a color scheme, and then we're going to actually build the mood board, which will kind of bring everything together and plus add in some fonts that we feel represent our mood brand aesthetic based on the styles that we've learned about, like serif, sans serif, display, etc. And those will ultimately be used probably in your watermark. And so we want to really take the time to plan this out well because it's the platform for your personal brand that we'll be continuing to build throughout the semester. All right, so to get started, you want to start in your journal, of course. Jot down those words, and then on your computer, make a new folder in your communication systems folder named Moodboard Inspo, and this is where we're going to save some images to that represent your aesthetic vibe, goals, etc. for your personal brand. So mine looks like this. Currently, you might have a lot more images. I would say this is probably the minimum amount of images you should have. So even if you don't use them all, it's good to have them in there. And they don't have to be all photography. Like I have one in here that is more of a graphic design spin. I just liked how I like the off registration and kind of the grittiness of it. I thought it was cool. And plus, I always love a good print work. So this is kind of a nod to that. I kind of looked for some that had some really bright colors that I like and kind of a style of photography I like. So it's kind of fun with like the bubble gum and the big glasses, and then this kind of retro like roller skates. Interiors, I thought this was a really cool interior. I think I love the style. I enjoy setting up little still life, so I thought this was a good representation of that. And then architecture, I've got some images in there representing that. So whatever yours is, grab some images that represent that for you. Okay, so once you have some images saved to your inspiration folder, we're going to go build a color scheme. So the color scheme, although probably not used on your watermark because those are going to generally be like white or black to put on in the bottom corners of your images. But this will be used like if we make any other design assets. Like let's say we design a special header for your website. You probably want to tap into that color scheme, or you're designing a business card. You probably want to use that color scheme to have consistency across all your channels. Maybe posting things, promotional things on Instagram or something like that. The color scheme is pretty important. Okay, so we're going to go to color.adobe.com. You're going to be greeted with this color wheel, which is really cool. You can make kind of like manually create some really cool color schemes in here. It's got different types of color schemes. So we've got analogous, monochromatic, triad, and you can experiment with those. Up at the top here, there's some trends, which is really cool. So you can see what color schemes are trending in different areas of the creative world. So like in fashion, and if your fashion is kind of your thing, you might want to click more and see what other color schemes are trending. As you're clicking on these, go ahead and save them because you may want to use them. You might want to kind of like gathering your inspiration, kind of save them for later, and then you can ultimately decide what you want. So like if we think this, if you like this one, you think that's really cool, go ahead and click add to library. And it will add to your library. So if you down here at the bottom, it says added to personal brand kit library. I have already done that. If we scroll up to the top, once you click add, you'll see this little plus button. You'll want to do that and name your library here so that as you're saving these color schemes, it's going into that library. But another really cool thing that you can do in here is when you go to explore, we're going to go to create and extract theme. You'll be presented with this box kind of inviting you to drop an image in there. And so when you drag an image and drop it, it will build a color scheme off of that image. And then over here on the left, there's some options. So like this is like colorful, bright, muted, deep, dark, and then none, which just sort of lets you move around the image and select your own color scheme. And while that's really like fun, I would suggest going with ones that they establish, because there's some science and algorithmic magic happening here where it's selecting colors that it knows goes together, sort of like when we're in this color wheel where we've got analogous monochromatic. So it's using that to create these themes. So I would suggest using that. Once you try different ones. If you want to add another image, you just kind of click in an empty space. There we go. And it will prompt you to upload another image and you can get that color scheme. Same thing here. That's really cool is if you do save up here, make sure you've got your personal brand kit that you added and then save, and it will come up. It'll let you save that personal brand kit to your library. To see all the things that you have saved, you go to libraries and you can see I have a lot of libraries and I've added a lot in here. But we can see these color schemes that we've added in there. So you can edit it. Kind of an interesting thing is this edit for accessibility. It will tell you some issues, like if somebody had some color, if someone was colorblind, these are the colors that they would see. So it's kind of neat if you're just kind of curious and you want to take your learning a little bit further. Contrast checker, it'll give you kind of an idea of what that might look like. So anyway, take the time, check it out, learn some things, expand your learning. Anyway, so then we're going to go over here to actually build this mood board. So this is kind of what yours is going to look like. And to kind of go over the sections here. So at the top, obviously I have a title just to kind of give you some context. These are my words that I wrote down that describe my aesthetic and my style. So I like kind of wrote organic, meaning like kind of like natural poses, things like that. Clean, light, vintage, whimsical, joyful. Those were my description words. And then this next section is actually the typefaces and fonts that I feel like represent my personal brand. So, and then it's also like the name of it. So A Day Without Sunshine, that is like literally the name of that font in that font. So you're going to also do that on yours. I've got Futura, PT Book, Artifact Element, Bohas 93, Adobe Handwriting, and Copper Standard Black. So those are the fonts that I'm going to explore when I go to create my watermark logo. I'm probably going to use those. And then here's my color scheme that I added. And these are those inspirational images that were in my folder. So that's how you're going to lay this out. So to actually create this, so like, how did I get my color scheme back in here? Well, these are just each rectangular shapes that I created in Photoshop. And then when I go to libraries, magically, all my color schemes will show up. So when I click on, this is the one I chose, when I click on each of these colors, that's my color scheme that I added. So that is just so cool, right? So if I decided, well, I really like this color scheme, but now that I have all my images together, maybe that's really not that representative of my brand. I could totally go in and select another one. So maybe I think like this one is better. So I might click these, click them one at a time. There we go. Click them one at a time and go across and add, oh my goodness gracious, and add in, hello. All right. This isn't playing nicely right now. There we go. Okay. And add in those colors. So I don't really agree that those are the better color schemes for me, but that's how you would change that out. To get these images in here, I'm going to get rid of this guy. I'm just going to click on it and click delete. I'm going to go back into my, my window here. And what you're going to do is just drag it in and drop it, and then you can scale it. So kind of adjusting and learning how to use Photoshop. This is a great exercise for you guys to figure that out. So I'm scaling, and I can overlap. So right now this is like going back behind. That's because this layer is under those. So if I want it to be to the top, I come over here, physically drag that layer up in the layers panel, and then I can kind of It's over top of the images rather than under. So I know this might be a little bit frustrating because we haven't really used Photoshop in this capacity yet this year, but that's why we're doing this, so that you guys can learn a little bit about the type tool, selecting different fonts, getting images in there, creating a layout. Okay. So that is your mood board. So to get started on this, you guys don't even have a document. So what you're going to do is go to File, New, and we're going to make sure this is set to inches, and we're going to create a 5 inches by 9 inch document, resolution 150, and click create. That will give you a clean blank slate for you to create on. To add a text box, you're going to click the type tool and mood board. You can always return to your move tool up here. That's like your neutral position. So here we go. I've got that. I can move it around. I could scale it. If I want a different typeface or font, I'm going to click on the type tool again, double click to select it, come to properties, and now I can choose a different font for my mood board. I can also, while I'm in here, there we go, change the color. So up here at the top, I've got swatches, but I also can go to library and I can click on one of my colors. Oh, maybe, there we go. Color libraries, there we go. And then I can click on one of my colors that I selected. Should be able to. It's not letting me do it. Color libraries. There we go. Not sure why that was so complicated. There we go. So then I can change the color if I want. I chose to just leave mine in black. It's kind of just the header. But anyway, and then you're going to slowly drag your images in. So each of these is its own type layer. So like when I wrote joyful, I went to my type and then I just click joyful. And then you can select your font and change your color if you want. I would suggest leaving these in black, but that's up to you again. But select a font. So like when I was picking the fonts for those, I moved through here, and based on my knowledge of typefaces, I chose fonts that I thought represented, like kind of looked joyful for this specific one. So like maybe I think that looks like joy. So I'm going to select that font. And then for actually, that's what I chose for vintage, but that's okay. But then organic, clean, light, whimsical. So I use my knowledge of fonts to kind of choose what those would look like. All right, and then dragging your images, I already showed you how to do that. So we would fill those up. Yours does not have to be laid out exactly like mine, but I do ask that like your swatches are grouped together. Your description words are grouped together. Your fonts that you might use are grouped together. Your images are grouped together. So you could arrange this in a different way. Maybe you put like these over here and the fonts all the way across or something like that. And then images below. That's up to you. I'll let you decide. But these are the pieces that you have to have. All right. I cannot wait to see what you guys create. I'm so excited to see your color schemes and your inspiration images. All right. Happy creating. Thanks, guys.